Welcome everybody to the Rowing During COVID-19 safety video for the Ottawa Rowing Club. Today we'll be reviewing some of the protocols in place in order to protect all of our members and their safety and well-being during this COVID-19 pandemic. It's important to recognize that rowing is a privilege. The ORC will continue to operate so long as we are supported by Ottawa Public Health, Row Ontario, and Rowing Canada, as well as our provincial health authorities. We'll do everything we can to stay open, but our success depends on the commitment and continued dedication of our members to everybody's safety while on site. Only those with confirmed appointments through their coach will be accepted on site until otherwise notified. Confirmed appointments consist of confirmed scheduling times for rowing, either through your program coach or through our club registrar, Stuart and Julia, if you are a private singles owner. Masks must be worn on the ORC property until rowers push off the dock at all times. I understand that we are an outside facility and this might not be consistent with other places you've been, but these are the requirements that are necessary for us to remain open this season. We also ask that members maintain a 2 to 3 meter socially distanced margin while on club property at all times, and that you continue to wash or sanitize your hands upon arrival and prior to departure for every visit. We want to make sure that nobody's bringing anything additional into our club environment, and that if you were to pick something up here, you're not taking it home with you and spreading anything further. Scheduling during the pandemic. Much of the programming offered for the 2021 season is dependent on our state of lockdown. Please be patient with our program coaches and the club's senior leadership team as they modify programming while taking into account the ever-changing regulations to ensure a safe environment for all of our members. The primary goal of the club's scheduling this season is to provide as many on-water opportunities for each of its members, so long as the environment meets all the safety guidelines necessary to ensure everybody's well-being. Please note the number of people who can be on the property and consequently rowing during a certain time slot will fluctuate with changes in our local COVID color zone. COVID screening. All visitors to the club will be required to complete the club's daily screening tool to ensure that no high-risk members are showing up to the club. Tracking this screening is mandatory for the club to be open during the pandemic, and unfortunately, there's no room for leniency. If you do not complete your screening prior to stepping on club property, you will be not allowed to row that day and be asked to leave. Coaches will be asked to confirm that all rowers, upon showing up, have submitted their active screening questionnaire for each session. To make it easiest on your program coach, please have a screenshot of that day's pass result on your phone as you walk by. If you don't have a phone, you can confirm verbally. Athletes who confirm they have submitted an assessment and have not done so will have rowing privileges suspended immediately. For more info, please visit the ottawarowingclub.com/appointment-bookings. For each of the color zones, the ORC has prepared some thorough descriptions of how rowing activities will be affected during the transitions from one zone to the next. All rowers are required to review and understand these documents available on the club's website under the COVID-19 section on the top of the page in your toolbar. If you have any questions or concerns about what you've read, please feel free to contact covid-19@ottawarowingclub.com. When color zones change during the season, you will receive notification from your program coach, and the ORC will be providing updates on their social media channels and when you come down to the club on site. Rowing equipment and sign up. For the junior competitive, senior competitive, and master's rec programming, all equipment allocation and timing will be completed through your program coach. For private boat owners, you will be once again required to fill out a Google Form booking system, and indoor rowing activities will be restricted to program blocks, and individuals will book in through the Google Form once again. Please note that while the club is in state of lockdown or in gray status, indoor rowing activities will not occur. If at some point you've misplaced your booking form link, please email the club registrar or secretary@ottawarowingclub.com. Club stewards. Every session on the water will have a designated steward who will be members from your program who will assist with the COVID-related duties for setup and teardown. It is likely that everybody at the club will be asked to steward by their coach a couple of times this season. This does not mean you don't get to row. It'll simply mean that you're showing up a couple minutes early or getting off the water a couple minutes early in order to support the rowing procedures that keep you and all of your teammates safe. Stewards' duties will be listed inside Bay 1 on the wall, and there will be a checklist to ensure that you don't miss anything when your time comes to assist with our stewardship. Next is sanitizing equipment. Following every row, it is the rower's responsibility to clean with soap and water the handles of the blades that they've been using to ensure they are subsequently clean and sprayed down with disinfectant. Post-row, boats will need to be rinsed with a hose, returned to their racks, and high traffic zones such as the carrying components, oarlock, footplate, etc. will need to be disinfected as well. All water bottles must be used in plastic or dry bags so they do not directly touch or contact the hull of the boat at any time. This is to ensure that people's dirty water bottles aren't rolling around on one surface one after another, as our shells are going to experience a significantly higher turn of rotation this year during the day than in previous years. Due to restrictions on the number of people who can be on site at a given time, please ensure that you do not enter the property prior to your booking time and that you leave before the conclusion of your booking window as well. We're asking all members during the COVID scenario to please get in, row, and get out. Socializing can be done off club property, not on club time. Thank you in advance for your patience, assistance, and malleability from last season until now. This hasn't been easy for any of us, and we're thankful for the opportunity to be on the water with each of you. We look forward to another successful season on the beautiful Ottawa River, and we can't wait to see all your smiling faces down on the dock. If there are any further updates on the COVID situation or things that might change at the Ottawa Rowing Club, they will be shared with our weekly newsletter and posted on our website and our social media channels.